Right. I am Mike Fries. I'm the warning coordination meteorologist from the National Weather Service in Buffalo.
Mike, can you spell your name?
Mikefries.
Okay.
All right. So, National Weather Service in Buffalo, we completed a storm survey early this afternoon here in the town of Java through the town of Wethersfield. We have determined that there was damage consistent with an EF-2 tornado with maximum wind speeds of approximately 115 miles an hour and an estimated path width of the tornado of about 200 yards. We're approximating, based upon radar and statements from people that we've talked to today, that the tornado touched down about 10:40 this morning and remained on the ground for 15 minutes, traveling a distance of 10 miles from an initial point of basically where we're standing right now at Chafee Road in East Arcade, followed Route 78 east from here roughly about 10 miles, coming off the ground finally just west of Route 19. The barn structure behind us that you saw, we estimated it moved about 25 feet on its foundation and twisted. Actually, on the backside, the newest part of the barn was basically a total collapse, and that is probably the strongest damage indicator that we had from this tornado. Along the track of the tornado, there were many dozens, hundreds probably, of hard and softwood trees that were either uprooted or snapped in several places along the track of the tornado, along with several other buildings along Route 78 that had damage to their roofs or outbuildings along the track. So just to recap, we are confirming an EF-2 tornado from an initial touchdown of 10:40 this morning to a final lift off the ground of approximately 10:55. Maximum wind speed 115 miles an hour and a estimated width of 200 yards and a track length of about 10 miles.
So the width 200 yards, 10 miles.
Right.
Does it seem unusual to have an EF-2 around here? Usually it's a 0 or a 1.
The majority of them that you would have in most areas would be an EF-0 or 1. I wouldn't say it's unheard of at all, no. But it would be far less frequent than an EF-0 or an EF-1.
I guess there wasn't a lot of warning about the actual tornado warning. I guess it wasn't. Can you speak to how much time people had in the area to kind of get ready for such an extreme event?
The initial warning went out at 10:37 a.m. Based upon what we talked to with people that were actually affected by it. The warnings did come through on their phones, so they were able to take action to protect themselves and their loved ones before the tornado actually struck them.
How amazing is it that EF-2 tornado, you said it went for about 10 miles, that there's no reports of anyone being seriously hurt?
Yeah, I think one of the most amazing things of this whole story today is the story of the barn behind us, where not only were none of the people in the home behind us hurt or killed, but none of the livestock was either. And you can just witness the damage that was done to that barn, and it's sort of a miracle.
The fact that it missed, right, the path, I mean, that's kind of incredible that it came from, like along the lines of what you're saying, that it came from down this way and just missed the house. What's the likelihood of hitting the barn behind it?
Yeah, these sort of things are serendipitous sometimes, and luckily enough, the people in this house did get the warnings on their phone and were able to take cover. So even if the home had been hit, they were in safe keeping.
Did it come from this direction? Because you have damage here, you have
Right.
a fall here, a fall here.
This is basically where the damage started in this general vicinity right here, and then it basically went due east from here down Route 78.
And how much damage is down 78? Earlier we weren't allowed to go down there, but
There's a lot of trees damaged, mostly on the north side of the road, but also some on the south side of the road as well. You can see a couple of places where the tornado actually full-on snapped dozens of trunks of hardwood trees all in the line, basically.
How long is this section of road going to be closed?
This road will be closed probably for about another hour. DOT's just finishing up now, clearing some of the road and some tree removals. So hopefully here within the next hour we'll be able to get the road back open.
Any idea how long Route 78 and the other one you mentioned?
That's the
earlier?
road that will be closed, yeah, for about probably another hour, I would estimate.
Are we dealing with power outages?
There's about 60 power outages in the town of Wethersfield right now. All other power's been restored. Only other outages from that would be if they have to shut something down to make other repairs. But from the storm itself, there's only about 60 out. They're estimating 7 o'clock tonight for restoration for those.
For an EF-2 tornado, is there emergency declaration in terms of the damage that was done? How does that work?
We are working with the state, with assemblymen and the senator's offices on the state. We've been in contact with both of them, you know, in communication with our state counterparts as well. So, you know, it's too early to say if there would be any type of financial assistance available, but, you know, we'll explore those options and work with them.
Will there be an emergency demolition ordered to have the rest of this barn taken down? Like, what is the safety right now?
Right now on the barn, I'm not sure on that. Our building codes department was out and looked at it. We'll follow up with them and see if there's any sort of emergency demolition or if they're okay with the structure as is. They've evaluated the house and they didn't have any concerns about the structural integrity of that house. There's 2 other buildings with some damage, you know, that we're aware of right now, and there's a couple other reports that we're still following up on damage.
Where's the other reports of the damage?
They're all right along Route 78. A couple of them are just within a couple hundred feet off of 78 on some of the secondary roads. Yep, going out towards Route 19.
I have a question for Mike. Just personally, I was looking on the radar and the velocity scans, and you see on correlation coefficient just that signature, you know, debris involved that we don't really see a lot in our region. Can you just talk a little bit about that? The player doesn't really see that very often.
Right, yeah, I mean, what you're talking about, sort of a technical thing, oftentimes on radar, there's some of the data that we get that we call dual pole data, and you can see signatures of damaged debris lofting in the air. Luckily enough, where we're standing right now, we're close enough to the radar, being as the radar is just right at the airport in Buffalo, that the beam is not that far off the ground, so it's actually able to detect some of the debris that's lofted in the tornado when that occurs. So, you know, we heard from Brian almost simultaneously with making the decision that we were going to come here, because we had a pretty good idea that we were going to see something like we saw.
From the radar earlier.
Correct.
Not that it's your place, but is there any estimates on damage for the barn? Like what that would entail in terms of damage or anything at this point?
I couldn't speak. I don't know.
We don't have a monetary amount on damage right now. They are working with their insurance company who's going to be out later today to evaluate that.